I'm gonna stop defending these type of movies. This movie, I really like that it feels like an MCU movie. Okay. Alright guys, what's up? So, wanted to make this review, so let's get into it. And first off, for those that are new to the channel, I usually do reviews for movies. I used to do, and now I do I make the comic books panels, kind of like comic historian, but I put special effects. I do voiceovers. Sometimes I'll do a full series. So I have done Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna finish it pretty soon, and I do reviews from time to time on stuff that I really like or stuff I need to talk about, like this movie here. And if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe. If you're liking what I'm doing, please hit subscribe. I know a lot of y'all, I get the views, but I notice a lot of people don't stay. So please hit that like button on the way out, or if you're liking what you're liking right now, and make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I have a special surprise for you. But let's get into it. All right, so Captain America: Brave New World. You know what? Everybody, let's just start with this. So everybody thinks I'm a negative Nancy. That's not the case. That is not the case right now. And I'll get there in a bit. So let's start with the good. The good is we finally have a sense of direction where the MCU is actually going for once. And this should have been done a long time ago in the films. And this is what I like about this movie, because it actually feels like an MCU movie. Oh man, they're finally talking about the Eternals. But this movie should have got done a long time ago. And I understand the delays. I understand. And I know Disney's kind of like gaslighting, like, oh, we never did any reshoots. Listen, I'm like, there are people that have seen the movie. Let's just be honest. The movies have been dangling this little carrot in front of us. I've been one of the few people that have been finally got over it. I'm gonna stop defending these type of movies. I was like that with Ant-Man and Quantumanium, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was defending it a little, but now in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have. And this is what I'm not gonna do with this film. There are flaws, but they're not detrimental. I think this is a better movie than that one. It's a lot more entertaining, less goofiness, and this is more type of stuff that I like. I like more serious tone MCU, and it was a nice feeling getting that again. And I like how there's the sense of direction finally. Unlike all these movies where we get like, oh, this happened to this character, we're leading into this movie, but half of this stuff is probably never gonna come back. From Eternals to maybe Guardians of the Galaxy with Peter Quill just being left there on Earth. Like, there's so many unanswered stuff that just like Clea and I could go on, and like this movie, I really like that it feels like an MCU movie. Okay, that happened. Now this is the aftermath, and like let's hold on the bad. All right, let's just start with the cast. The overall cast. The best part of it was probably Anthony Mackie. He was the best part of this film. He had a lot of charisma. He's still the great Sam Wilson. I do believe he can probably lead the Avengers, but I think a more interesting arc would be like him learning to be a leader, because in this movie, I don't want to blame Anthony Mackie, I want to blame the writer, because the writer's it feels like a microwave type of script, and maybe that's why we got this type of movie. But before I get into the bad, let's continue with the good. Ross, which was Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford always delivers. This movie, I think he was a standout, and I think he had more character development than actually Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, Captain America, which is weird because in a weird way, this movie feels like a Hulk sequel than an actual Captain America movie, which always kind of bothered me when I heard like all this stuff for like Hulk. And I'm like, how is he being more of an influence on this movie if he's not even in the movie? We'll get into the bad. I did like Danny Ramirez as Joaquin. He's fun. I would like to have more I think the movie should have been more focused on them and Isaiah Bradley. Isaiah Bradley was heavily underutilized, but we'll get there in a second. This could have been good. At least decent. Like this does have some fun parts. The action scenes, I will admit, there are some, but I'm not gonna lie. There's no way this guy didn't take the super soldier serum. He lands straight down and the wind comes behind him. Like, bro, unless that suit is made of out of vibranium, your legs would have been gone, bro. Gone. And especially after this scene. See, I'm not lying. There's no way you could have landed like that with that type of speed. But anyways, before I get into a rant, let's stay on topic. The cast, these guys, I wouldn't blame the actors for this movie. I don't blame the actors. They did the best they could with what they had. And they have to advertise it. Oh yeah, like the shirt, guys. Ross was, I mean, like I said, he delivered, I think he had the most emotional scenes in the movie, which is weird because, like I said, the most emotional scene is with Ross, and the movie's not about Ross, Captain America. And the way they handle politics, actually, I will commend them that they actually did that right. And I really like and enjoyed that, because I know Disney's kind of like, Disney is not as bright as people think they are. They do a lot of shady stuff, and I kind of wish Marvel never really made a deal with them, to be honest, because I feel like this is a detriment. I think my criticisms upcoming for this are not even just a Marvel problem. I think it's overall Disney problem. But when we get there, we get there. Man, I think that's it. You know, yeah, let's just get to it. So there has been cuts. There has been, I heard this movie got cut twice. Sabra and all that other controversy. I'm just going to talk about what I saw. And there's a lot of scenes, especially with Gianna Carlito Despacito. I think I said that right. You could tell, man, there's some of those scenes, like when he's shooting Sam in the truck. I'm like, bro, that looks so cheap. There's no way he would have got out that fast. It looked like a cheap Netflix movie. It looked like a straight to DVD type of scene. Like, it was that scene looked so cheap. And then even when Anthony Mackie, you could tell whenever Anthony Mackie has his back to him, like in the scene, and he's talking to him, you can tell that there was overdub. And there's cheap CGI. It looks green screen. That kind of throws me out of the movie sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot they redid it. They did. And yeah, don't. I know. I say, you know what? This is what I want to say. Just a criticism for those that say that I'm hating on this film, which I am not. There is a thing called criticism. You can like something. You can like something and still criticize it. I don't hate this movie. I had a good time, a decent time. I wish I could have took a piss in the middle of the movie, but I didn't. I don't think this is a great film. It's not a bad film. A criticism is just giving an assessment of the flaws. This movie does have a lot of flaws. So, now that the haters are out of the way, let's get back to it. Like I said before, the character doesn't get really much character development in his own movie with Sam Wilson. With Sam Wilson not getting his own character development, it doesn't feel like he grew much from this experience, from this movie. Yes, we already know he's Captain America, but there doesn't seem to be a overall emotional story, because there's a difference between a plot and a story, and this movie is heavily plotted compared to actual story, because I feel like he had more character development through Winter Soldier to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's my argument. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm not blaming the actor. I'm blaming the writers, as I saw. And I mean, it doesn't help that they got a pretty poor excuse of a director. The director was the guy who made Cloverfield Paradox, the horrible Netflix movie. That says a lot, you know. And like I said, I don't blame the actor. It's not his fault. And it didn't really feel like his movie. I mean, Harrison Ford is the diva, so maybe that's why he was given more. And another thing that you'll hear me argue through all these reviews for Marvel, they ignore the comics. I'm going to start with the first one, Red Hulk. This wasn't Red Hulk. Red Hulk he gets on fire, he gets more enraged whenever, and he actually could think, he can speak. This one, it was just Hulk, Bruce Banner Hulk, but red. And like I said, there's no way he would have beat him without the super soldier serum, his arms. He would have been laying in that hospital right next to Joaquin at the end. And yes, might as well spoilers. He would have been laying next to him. Even Steve Rogers was laid up in the hospital a lot, or even beat into a pulp more than he did in this fight that he had. And it just, I just wish Red Hulk wasn't as advertised as they should have. Like the way they did. And the movie was predictable. Oh, this is going to happen. Samuel Stearns is Let's see. That's another thing. Samuel Stearns was the leader, which I heard they were supposed to make him look more leader-ish, but he just looked like, man, this dude got like a brain cancer or something. Like he looking rough, bro. And I'm not a big fan of that. I feel like the movie, like the villain, I guess Red Hulk was the villain, but Samuel Stearns is the villain, but he's the villain for him. And let's just go into it. The character, the comic book stuff, they always stray away from. This could have been a movie about legacy if he was able to hold the legacy against Ross or against the new development of where they're going with the Avengers. And with Sin Cynthia where we could have got Schmidt and him like opposing, like that could have been the theme of the movie. Legacy, like can they hold the legacy up to their priors, like Red Skull's daughter to him. And then we could have got like background of what happened to Sam Wilson when he was younger and why he ended up like the way he is. I think that would have been great to see an origin of him, but no, I think that would have been, I think if they would have stuck to the comics, and I know the origin, I'm going to make the origin here in a second whenever I get a chance to do that, to have us care about his background, because we'll know what type of person Sam Wilson has come from. And I think that would have been a way more interesting story than what we got. And I heard Isaiah Bradley had he was actually supposed to help fight. And that's the thing in the Captain America movies. They're mainly team-based films once Winter Soldier happens, if you think about it. And I think Isaiah Bradley on the team would have been a way better where they fight Serpent Society. But that's it, guys. Overall, it had great performances, lack of character development, but we're finally getting a direction where the MCU is headed. I'm giving it 6.5. Wasn't as bad as I thought most MCU's movies has been, especially one in particular. But make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And guys, like you always see me here. No, I always give giveaways. So I'm giving away the Sam Wilson. I have volume 1 and 2 because I have the omnibuses behind me. And the Marvel Legends. So please tell me down below, what's your favorite? Who's your favorite Captain America? Is it Eve? Is it Sam? Is it Bucky? Let me know down below. I would love to hear from y'all. Hell, if you think Walker is the best one. Deuces, and y'all be good. See y'all later. Christ is King.